Hi, my name's Pitz. I'm from Dizz's restaurant. It's been family owned and operated from my mom and dad back in 1977, so we're going on 36 years. I've been working full time for about 25 years. And today we're going to be making our French onion soup. We use yellow onions and red onions. And what we do is we cut the onions and clean them. We'll save the peels as well. We use the peels in our for our stock. But we use both onions so that we get a little bit of sweetness from the red onion and still the good flavor of the yellow onion. So if you cut with the grain, it works a lot better than against the grain, especially for onion soups. A lot of your other things you're going to want against the grain, but for a French onion soup it makes it nice and long on the with the grain. We save our duck fat, and we'll render that down just a little bit. So our pan's nice and hot. Caramelize down the onions. Get them nice and dark so you get a good dark color on your onion soup. This usually takes about 10, maybe 12 minutes or so. All our pieces for tomorrow to make for our stock tomorrow. We'll put all the veggie ends, the chicken, the boning from the ducks. When we bone our ducks, we'll use all those. And then we'll start it early tomorrow morning and we'll let it cook for probably about 8 or 10 hours and reduce it down for our chicken stock. Alright, so the onions are pretty caramelized. Now I'm just going to add just a little bit of sugar. I'd like to have just a little bit of sweetness, so that's probably about a tablespoon or so. I'm just going to turn that off now because we don't want to over cook the sugar. Just enough to give it a little bit of sweet. Not too much flour. That's about a quarter cup maybe. That's just to help thicken this soup up a little bit. Now, right here, this is where I have my chicken stock that I was talking about earlier. And we use chicken stock, so it's not quite so bitter, but we do use a little bit of beef base. So that's about a half a teaspoon of beef base that I'm using this. This is about enough onion soup for serves about 6 to 8 people. So now I'll add my onions into there. We'll bring this up to a full boil and we'll let it, once it starts simmering, it'll simmer for about a half an hour or so. Get some good color on it and bring down the strength of the chicken stock and the beef stock together. That'll give it a little bit more color too the longer we wait. So the beef base also gives you a little bit of color too. So we'll let that simmer for about 25 to 30 minutes. Alright, so we've simmered down our onion soup. Now we're going to put it in our bowl. And we'll top it off with a piece of toast. Our bread on there, then we're going to we use actually mozzarella and Parmesan cheese instead of some of those other cheeses, which is why sometimes we call it our Belgian onion soup rather than French onion soup, because my father's from Belgium. Then we'll put this in the oven. It's at 450 and that'll go for about 4 or 5 minutes until the cheese is all nice and melted and golden brown. Alright, so now we got it good and hot. Serve it up on our plate and there you go. Top it off with a little sprinkled parsley. There's our Belgian onion soup, French onions. Thank you and enjoy.